Congratulations on the purchase of your S10 pickup. The heartbeat of America, today's truck is Chevrolet. Side 1 of this audio cassette offers information on the operation of your standard equipment and helpful tips for both new or prior S10 pickup owners.
Side 2 of this tape offers additional tips on the operation of the special options you may have purchased, as well as helpful trailering tips for your vehicle. In order to gain maximum benefit from this tape, we suggest that you listen to it in your new truck. The S10 pickup is designed to travel to places where passenger cars wouldn't dare. Although each pickup has been engineered with a wide track and stance, its versatile nature also means that it will handle somewhat differently than a car, especially if you drive it off-road. For both you and your passenger's safety, please drive your pickup with care, both on or especially off-road. Also, make sure both you and your passengers wear their seatbelt, and when driving off-road, always stay on marked trails. As one special note, prior to taking your pickup off-road, ask your dealer for the special 4x4 driving tips brochure and refer to your owner's manual for both the on- and off-road capabilities of your new pickup.
To help you enhance the future performance and economy of your pickup, let's go over a few tips to follow during a break-in period. First, we recommend that you limit your speed during the first 500 miles to a maximum of 55 miles per hour. In addition, be sure to vary your speed during this break-in period. Varying your speed allows many of the engine components to seat correctly for future performance.
Second, you should avoid full throttle starts and, whenever possible, hard stops, especially during the first 200 miles of driving. Your pickup is equipped with rear-wheel anti-lock brakes and a unique front disc brake wear indicator alert system. If you hear a high-pitched squealing or cricket-like warning sound like this, the front brake pads are worn and should be replaced. Continued driving could cause damage to the brake system.
When you turn the ignition to the start position, all your warning and telltale lights will briefly illuminate. This is simply a bulb and system check. After a few seconds, all the lights will go out. If a light remains illuminated, it could mean a system malfunction. We'll talk about some of these lights later in this tape.
The telltale lights and gauges keep you in touch with the performance of your new truck. 4 gauges you should pay particular attention to are the fuel, oil, battery, and coolant temperature gauges. The fuel gauge registers the approximate fuel level in the tank. If your truck is equipped with a digital instrument cluster, a low fuel condition, roughly 1/8 of a tank, will engage a flashing box around the fuel gauge symbol. This flashing will continue until more fuel is added. The fuel tank capacity is approximately 20 gallons. Section 6 of the owner's manual offers additional information on fuel, oil, and fluid capacities.
The engine coolant gauge and check gauge's telltale light monitor the temperature of your engine cooling system. If the engine coolant temperature gauge shows a reading beyond the normal range, or you see a flashing box around the coolant symbol with the digital instrument cluster, you should stop your truck as soon as it's safely possible to avoid damaging the engine. Remember that different driving and weather conditions affect the operating temperature of the cooling system. Minor fluctuations are typical. If an overheating condition is indicated, refer to Section 3 in the owner's manual.
The voltmeter shows the battery voltage or the electrical output of the alternator. Remember that different electrical loads or stop-and-go driving will cause minor fluctuations in the reading. With a standard instrument cluster, the needle reading should be above center. With the digital instrument cluster, the reading should be just above center. With the digital gauge, a box around the battery symbol will flash continuously if the reading is too high or low. With the standard instrument cluster, a malfunction in the electrical system will illuminate a battery symbol telltale. If the reading of this gauge is consistently too high or low, see your Chevrolet service department for an analysis of the system.
The oil pressure gauge registers the force at which oil is delivered to various parts of the engine. The reading of this gauge is influenced by the outside temperature and the weight of the oil used. 30 to 40 psi are normal during moderate road speeds of 35 to 40 miles per hour with the engine at the proper operating temperature. Readings that are abnormally high or low may indicate an engine lubrication malfunction. Low oil pressure with the standard instrument cluster may be indicated by the pointer moving below the normal or center range, or the check gauge's telltale light illuminating. With the digital instrument cluster, a low gauge reading or a flashing light around the oil symbol may indicate a low oil pressure condition. Section 2C of the owner's manual offers more information regarding these 4 gauges.
The trip odometer records your mileage for either record keeping or monitoring fuel economy. With the standard instrument cluster, press the button in the speedometer face to reset the trip odometer. With the digital instrument cluster, press the trip button and then the reset button to initiate a new measurement interval. With the digital instrument cluster, you can alternate the mileage readings between the total miles driven on your vehicle or the trip mileage by pushing the trip button. By pushing the EM button on the digital instrument cluster, you can display all your dash readouts in either English or metric settings.
There are several indicator and warning lights in your dash display. When you start your truck, the safety belt reminder light will come on for 4 to 8 seconds. Be sure to buckle up. The Service Engine Soon light monitors the computer command control of your new S10 pickup. If this light comes on intermittently or continuously while driving, the vehicle can be driven in most cases, but you should visit an authorized Chevrolet service department as soon as possible to have the computer command control system checked out.
Your new truck is equipped with a brake warning telltale light. If the brake warning light remains illuminated, it could indicate a possible malfunction of the braking system. But this light also illuminates if the parking brake is not fully released. If this light is illuminated, check your parking brake release at the lower left of the instrument panel. If the light still remains illuminated, see your Chevrolet service department as soon as possible.
If you have a manual transmission, there is a shift light on your instrument panel. An onboard computer monitors how fast you are driving and how hard the engine is working. When this light is on, shift your transmission to the next highest gear if weather, road, and traffic conditions permit. Following the recommendation of the shift light will provide optimum fuel economy at any acceleration rate.
With the electronic instrument cluster, the panel display has a tachometer. The tachometer indicates the speed of the engine in revolutions per minute. The indicated number times 100 gives the engine speed. As a special note, operating the engine with the tachometer reading in the color-coded high-speed area could lead to serious engine damage.
The headlights, taillights, and side marker lights are operated by pushing the switches to the left of the instrument cluster. The switch with the headlight graphic symbol controls the headlights, while the switch with the P graphic symbol operates the parking lights. To turn either the headlights or parking lights off, just to press the off button. The wheel above the light switches controls the illumination level of the instrument panel. Rotating the wheel to the full right position turns on the dome and courtesy lights. If your lights or any other electrical components fail to work, check the fuse panel beneath the instrument cluster on the driver's side. Refer to Section 5 in the owner's manual for additional information, while Section 6 shows a drawing of the fuse locations.
The high and low beams of the headlights are controlled by the turn signal lever. Pulling the lever toward you will engage or disengage the high beams of the headlights and turn on a dashboard high beam telltale light. Besides signaling turns, this lever controls the operation of the windshield wipers and washers. To engage the wipers, rotate the band on the turn signal lever to either the low or high speed wiping position. Pushing the paddle on the turn signal lever engages the windshield washers. For continual washing, you must push and hold the paddle in. When you release the paddle, the washers will stop. For manual control of the wipers, rotate the control lever toward you. This will engage the mist feature of your wiper controls. If you have the optional delay wiper control system, its operation is discussed on side 2 of this tape.
The emergency flashers operate by a button underneath the ignition switch. To engage the flashers, push the button in. To disengage them, pull out on the collar surrounding the button. For information on the operation of optional lighting features, cruise control, or the tilt steering wheel, Be sure to play side 2 of this cassette.
Now we would like to offer some fuel and starting tips. Your S10 pickup uses regular unleaded fuel. Additionally, your new truck is equipped with electronic fuel injection. To start your vehicle, just rotate the ignition to the start position. Don't depress the gas pedal. With the EFI system, you could flood the engine if you depress the gas pedal during starting. During very cold weather, crank the engine with your foot off the gas pedal until it begins firing. Then, depress the gas pedal slightly until the engine begins to run. If the engine fails to start, depress the gas pedal to the floor and hold it there while cranking for a maximum of 10 seconds. This should clear the engine if it is flooded. As a special note, don't crank the engine for more than 15 seconds at a time, since it could damage the starter. Section 2 of the owner's manual offers detailed information on starting.
The 5-speed manual transmission or the 4-speed automatic overdrive transmission are designed to make your driving as easy as possible. With the manual transmission, read Section 2 of the owner's manual for tips on the operation of your transmission and clutch. For the most favorable performance of your automatic overdrive transmission, there are some things you should be aware of. The circled D position allows the transmission to choose the appropriate gear for load and driving conditions and should be used for most driving situations. The overdrive transmission is designed to shift into overdrive from drive when the vehicle reaches a steady cruising speed of about 40 miles per hour or faster for increased fuel economy. The D drive position should be used for increased performance, such as driving on hilly roads or when towing a trailer. This position prevents the transmission from shifting into overdrive and provides more engine braking. The D drive position should also be used on slippery surfaces to avoid an unexpected downshift. And the D drive position should also be used if you notice what feels like excessive shifting between gears. Then, when conditions are improved, shift back to the circled D overdrive position. You'll find that the second gear position provides additional power for hill climbing or engine braking when you take your foot off the gas pedal. The first gear position is for maximum engine braking, like when you're driving down a steep hill, or maximum engine torque when driving through deep snow or mud. You may move the gear selector to first gear at any speed, but the transmission will not shift into first until the vehicle speed is under 40 miles per hour. In the event that you must have your pickup towed, be sure to read Section 3 of the owner's manual for the correct towing procedures. When you leave your truck, make sure to set the parking brake by depressing the regular brake pedal, placing the automatic transmission in park, and setting the parking brake with your other foot. With the manual transmission, place the shift lever in first or reverse when the engine is off. As a special note, if you have four-wheel drive, never leave the transfer case in the neutral position when parked. To disengage the parking brake, hold the regular brake pedal down and pull on the brake release handle. You'll find the release at the lower left side of the instrument panel. Section 2 of the owner's manual offers additional information on parking and leaving your vehicle.
For your comfort, your new pickup is equipped with easily operated ventilation and heating controls. The air vents on non-air conditioned models are located in the kick panels in each side of the passenger compartment. You can open or close these with the handles attached to the vent doors. At the top of the heater control system, you'll notice the heater fan control. This control has 4 positions from off to high. There are 2 slide levers on your heater. The right slide lever is the mode selector. This lever allows you to select any of the modes indicated to the right of the lever. The left slide lever allows you to adjust the temperature setting. For control of the interior airflow, place the right lever next to the mode you wish to use. The defrost mode directs most air to the upper defrost outlets. The vent mode directs outside or outside heated air through the dashboard outlets. Using this position is helpful in defogging your side windows. The heater mode directs most air to the lower heater outlets for maximum heating. If you have air conditioning, it is discussed on side 2 of this tape.
Your electronically tuned AM/FM stereo radio has some very convenient functions. The Seek button allows you to move up the radio band frequency to seek out the next available station. The Scan button allows you to briefly sample all the radio stations which are available. If you find a station you enjoy, tap the Scan button quickly to lock that station in. To preset 4 AM and 4 FM stations, first find your favorite station by using the Tuning, Seek, or Scan controls. Then, to lock in that station, press the Set button and, within 5 seconds, one of the numbered buttons. If you wish to preset more than 4 AM and FM stations, you can combine the numbered buttons to expand your preset station selections. You must press 2 buttons simultaneously, like buttons 1 and 2, 2 and 3, or 3 and 4.
To adjust the right to left speaker balance, use the larger knob behind the volume control. Pressing the volume control knob will display the station you are listening to, or display the time when the ignition is off. To adjust the front to rear speaker balance, use the larger knob behind the tuner knob. By pushing the tuner knob, you can switch your radio from AM to FM or vice versa. You can adjust the bass or treble adjustments by using the appropriate slider bars. To set your electronic clock, you must use the Set button and the Seek and Scan buttons. When you push the Set button, a set indicator light will illuminate. Then press the Scan button to set the correct hour setting. By pressing the Set button again, you can use the Seek button to set the minutes. If you have a cassette player or a cassette player with graphic equalizer, these are discussed on side 2 of this tape.
If you plan on using your truck with a camper, be sure to read the O section of the owner's manual for the correct truck camper loading information. As a special note, be sure to secure all the cargo you are moving prior to driving. Cargo weight should be distributed over the rear axle and centered to maintain the correct center of gravity. If you're pulling a trailer, be sure to listen to side 2 of this audio cassette, as well as reading section 2 in the owner's manual for trailer towing tips. Your vehicle certification label on the driver's door pillar shows the gross vehicle weight requirements and gross axle weights your vehicle can safely handle. You can use these figures to calculate your maximum load carrying capability.
When it comes to the maintenance of your new pickup, different driving situations require different scheduled service intervals. There are 2 different maintenance schedules for you to follow, depending upon how you drive your new vehicle. For example, Schedule 2 generally applies to highway-type driving, where the engine is warmed up to normal operating temperatures and there is minimal stop-and-go driving. On the other hand, Schedule 1 is applicable when your vehicle is used for short trips, towing a trailer, driving in cold or dusty situations, and stop-and-go driving. Be sure to read the Chevrolet maintenance schedule. This publication will simplify selecting the correct maintenance intervals and procedures for your driving conditions. By following Schedule 1 or 2 in the maintenance brochure, you'll help preserve your investment in a quality vehicle.
One very important self-maintenance procedure you should do is check the oil level every fuel fill-up. Section 5 in the owner's manual will assist you in performing this check. To access the engine compartment, the hood release lever is at the lower left side of the instrument panel. The best time to check the oil level is when it is warm. After the engine has been turned off, wait a few minutes to let the oil flow down through the engine. Pull the dipstick out, wipe it clean, and push it all the way back in. Then pull the dipstick back out and read the oil level. The oil level should be within the operating range mark on the dipstick. If the level is low, add just enough oil to place the level back between the correct operating range marks. For more detailed information on checking your oil, using the correct weight and viscosity of oil, inspecting the coolant, washer, and transmission fluid levels, along with other self-maintenance procedures, read Section 5 of the owner's manual.
Your spare tire is stowed at the rear underbody of the vehicle. If you have a compact spare, remember that this tire is only for emergency purposes. You should repair or replace the regular tire as soon as possible. Be sure to read Section 3 of the owner's manual for the operation of your jack, lowering your spare from its stowage position, and the correct procedures to remove or replace a tire. Section 5 of the owner's manual offers information on tire rotation procedures. You may wish to invest in an air pressure gauge to help you check your tire pressure regularly.
The owner's literature, found in the exclusive Chevy S10 pickup portfolio, contains a wealth of information which you should be aware of. You'll find your owner's manual, which offers detailed information on all the operational, maintenance, and care procedures to keep your truck in top operating condition. You'll also find warranty information, which explains your rights as a consumer and Chevrolet's commitment to keep your vehicle operating correctly.
Other information in the portfolio includes the maintenance schedule, which explains the Schedule 1 or 2 maintenance intervals and procedures applicable to your driving situation, a separate warranty for your tires from their manufacturer, and business cards for key persons at your Chevrolet dealership.
Special attention should be paid to the maintenance schedule and the owner's manual, which you should keep in your vehicle. We've pointed out only some of the information available in the owner's manual during this brief presentation. You'll find all kinds of additional information on operational procedures, cleaning techniques, recommended fluids, and helpful tips in the owner's manual. Please take the time to read it. Then, if you have any additional questions after reviewing the literature, please call our toll-free Customer Assistance Center at 1-800-222-1020. For your convenience, this toll-free telephone number is also printed on the cover of this cassette box.
We would like to remind you that on side 2 of this tape, you will find additional information and operational tips about the special options you may have purchased to customize your new pickup.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to this side of the audio tape. And again, congratulations on your purchase of the Heartbeat of America, your new Chevy S10 pickup.
Side 2 of this audio tape discusses trailering tips and the special options you may have purchased to customize your new S10 pickup. If you have search and forward modes on your tape player, you can use the index with the cassette box to fast forward to the information of interest to you. If you choose to listen to the entire tape, there will be 5 seconds of silence between each selection.
Trailering tips. Your new Chevrolet S10 pickup is primarily designed to be a load-carrying vehicle. Towing a trailer will affect handling, durability, and fuel economy. The certification label on the driver's door pillar offers information on maximum load limits and tire inflation pressures. You can use this information to calculate your vehicle's load-carrying limitations. The type of hitch you have is very important. Make sure your hitch is properly installed and adjusted. 2 very important hitch considerations with trailers over 2,000 pounds are that 1, the hitch is a frame-mounted, weight-distributing hitch, and 2, you have a sway control system installed for trailers more than 2,000 pounds.
If you selected one of the trailering packages with optional wiring harness, you'll find the harness at the left rear frame rail. Be sure to read Section 2D of the Owner's Manual for detailed information regarding the installation of wiring connectors for your trailer. Finally, be sure to read Section 2 of the Owner's Manual for the precautions and special techniques when towing a trailer.
Tilt wheel and intermittent wipers. If you purchase this driver convenience package, you'll be able to adjust the steering wheel to your exclusive comfort position and also be free of manually operating your wipers on damp and misty days. To operate the tilt wheel, the short lever on the steering column behind the turn signal lever controls this function. Simply pull the lever towards you to adjust the steering wheel to your selected comfort position. The intermittent wipers allow you to vary the wiper sweep up to an approximate 16-second delay. Once the wipers are on, turning the delay control band away from you controls the amount of wiper delay. The closer the wiper control band is to the low position, the more often the wipers will move.
Cruise control. If you have this option, you'll find long cruises more comfortable. In addition to signaling turns and controlling the windshield wipers, the multifunction turn signal lever also regulates the operation of cruise control. To engage the cruise control, first turn it on. Then accelerate to the desired speed and push the set button on the end of the turn signal lever. The cruise control will disengage when you depress the brake or clutch pedal, or move the control switch to the off position. The off position will disengage the memory function of the cruise control. To resume your preset speed after braking, move the switch to the RA Resume Accelerate position. The system will automatically recall your preset speed and adjust it accordingly. Your cruise also has the handy tap up and tap down feature. To increase your speed in approximate 1 mile per hour increments, tap the cruise switch to the RA position for less than 1 second. To decrease your speed in approximate 1 mile per hour increments, tap the set button for less than a second. For additional information on intermittent wipers or cruise control, see Section 2A in the Owner's Manual.
Four-wheel drive. With four-wheel drive, you'll be able to keep your vehicle moving through a wide variety of road conditions. To engage your four-wheel drive, place the transfer case shift lever in the 4-high or 4-low position. In four-wheel drive, the anti-lock feature of the rear brakes is not operable. The normal braking functions are not affected.
You should avoid driving on dry pavement while in four-wheel drive. Driving with four wheels engaged on dry pavement will increase tire wear, cause hard transfer case shifting, and reduce fuel economy. A synchronizer in the transfer case allows shifting from 2-wheel to 4-high or 4-high back to 2-wheel while the vehicle is moving. You don't have to press the shift button. However, to shift into or out of 4-low or neutral, stop the vehicle and place the transmission in neutral. Then press the transfer case shifting button and shift with one continuous motion.
Do not pause in the neutral range of the transfer case when shifting into 4-low, as this could result in some gear clash. The transfer case neutral position should only be used when the vehicle is being towed. Refer to Section 3 of the Owner's Manual for additional information on towing. If the 4-high or 4-low lights on the floor console do not come on after shifting into the 4-wheel drive mode, or one of these lights remains on after shifting out of a 4-wheel mode, see your authorized Chevrolet dealer for a system check. A slight delay for these lights to come on or off is normal after shifting into or out of a 4-wheel mode. In addition to all the normal lubrication procedures for your vehicle, pay particular attention to the lubrication levels of the transfer case and the front differential. For detailed information on the transfer case operation and very helpful off-road driving tips, see Section 2 of the Owner's Manual.
Auxiliary lighting. There are several convenient optional auxiliary lighting features available for your Chevy truck. The dome and courtesy lights and the intensity of the instrument panel display are controlled by rotating the light control wheel near the headlight switch. The full right position of this wheel turns on the dome and courtesy light. If you have map and reading lights, these are controlled by switches next to each light on the interior rear view mirror.
Air conditioning. Beside the heating controls described on side 1 of this tape, there are additional controls for the air conditioner. The right lever, mode selector, allows you to handle various cooling and heating requirements. The left temperature selector lever allows a selection of air temperatures from cold at the bottom to hot at the top. For maximum cooling, the max AC position recirculates interior air with some outside air. Use this position with the temperature lever in the full down cold position. The norm AC position pulls in outside air, cools it, and then discharges it through the upper dashboard outlets. Since this position pulls in outside air, if the interior of your pickup truck is very hot, you should use this position first to provide maximum cool down. Once the interior air is at approximately the same temperature as outside air, shift to the max AC position for maximum cooling. Then, after you've achieved your comfort level, switch to the norm AC position. The bi-level AC position directs air through the upper and lower outlets. In this position, you can direct cool air through the upper outlets and warm air through the lower outlets by adjusting the temperature control lever between the hot and cold setting. This is quite convenient in cool weather with bright sunny conditions.
AM/FM stereo radio with seek, scan, and digital clock with stereo cassette tape player. Side 1 of this audio cassette has directions for tuning your stereo, presetting stations, using seek and scan, setting your clock, and adjusting the tone and balance controls. If you wish to play an audio tape, insert it with the exposed edge entering first. The tape will snap into position when fully inserted. The tape will automatically override the AM or FM stereo. The forward and reverse arrows allow you to move through your tape quickly. The DNR, Dynamic Noise Reduction button, reduces background hiss on both the radio and cassette tapes. To play either side of the tape without removing it, press the upper left volume control knob. As a special note, you should avoid using C120 tapes in your player. These tapes are very thin and may break or get tangled in the drive mechanism. For further information on your tape player and helpful maintenance tips, see Section 2C of the Owner's Manual.
AM stereo, FM stereo radio with seek, scan, and digital clock, and stereo cassette tape with search, repeat, and graphic equalizer. Side 1 of this audio cassette has instructions for tuning your stereo, presetting stations, using seek and scan, setting your clock, and adjusting the balance controls. Besides these features, this stereo system has a number of other distinctive features. To advance the tape, press the forward button. To rewind to an earlier portion of the tape, press the reverse button. To stop the forward or reverse movement, press the opposite button lightly. To listen to the next selection on a cassette tape, first slide the search button to the right and then to press the forward button. The tape will automatically stop at the next selection. By using the reverse button, you can replay the tape selection which you just played.
To play either side of the tape without removing it, press the upper left volume control knob. The Loudness button boosts the bass frequencies when the stereo is playing at low volumes. The CRO2 chromium dioxide button is for adjusting the audio quality for chromium or metal tapes. The AMST button is used to listen to AM stereo broadcasts.
The graphic equalizer adjusts the frequency response ranges of your stereo. When adjusting the graphic equalizer, the 60 and 250 slider bars control bass frequencies. The 1K slider bar controls mid-range frequencies, and the 3.5K and 10K slider bars control the treble frequencies. For additional information on this stereo system and helpful tips regarding its maintenance, see Section 2C in the Owner's Manual.
Engine block heater. This feature is designed to keep your engine block warm for improved cold weather starting. To use the heater, open the hood and unwrap the electrical cord stowed in the engine compartment. You can plug the cord into any 3-prong 110-volt AC outlet. If the cord is too short, use a heavy-duty 3-prong extension cord. Do not use an extension cord such as you would use for a lamp, because the cord may overheat.
Electric outside rearview mirrors. The electric mirrors are controlled by switches on the instrument panel. You can move the slide lever to either the left or right position to select a mirror, and then use the 4-way rocker switch to adjust the mirrors.
Fog lamps. To operate the fog lamps, turn on the headlights and press the fog lamp switch located on the instrument panel. A light on the switch will remain lit to remind you the fog lamps are on. The fog lamps will go off when the headlights are switched to high beams, but this will not turn the fog lamp switch off. When the headlights are switched back to low beams, the fog lamps will come on again. Press the fog lamp switch to turn the lamps off. Do not use the fog lamps after dark without also turning on the headlights.
This completes side 2 of this audio cassette. We thank you for taking the time to listen. And again, congratulations on the purchase of the S10 pickup. The heartbeat of America, today's truck is Chevrolet.